Y'all be seated. Thank you. Hello, good morning again.
Your Honor, Your Honor, I am having a panic attack that I'm attempting to manage. If you will ask the bailiff or whomever he's representing right now to give me a moment before he addresses me.
Your Honor, I'm going to explain to him.
Your Honor, if you don't mind, if you can wait until I finish with the panic attack. I can't hear him either, Your Honor, because I'm having a panic attack. If you can just let me have the panic attack. May I respond? There is a motion before the court for electronic coverage, and there has not been a response from the court.
My prosecutor has a problem.
My right to record, have electronic coverage, using my credentials from prior coverage on these specific issues in the local media outlets, the Webster Progress Times that have been filed in the Your Honor, if you don't mind, I understand that, Your Honor, but you've made a ruling, and I am attempting. I was only addressing the statement that you made that you were waiting until she got here.
And that is not a ruling. I will allow her to come in here and say what she wants to say before I make a ruling. All right?
subject. I have a drink. I do not want any assistance from the city until this issue, this municipality, until this issue is resolved. I'm doing the best I can alone. Thank you.
Good morning, y'all.
I am under instruction to sit. May I please stand because it allows me to breathe better. Your Honor, may I please stand until I can breathe a little better. Whew. hear you. I can hear you. I am having a panic attack. I would be able to respond better after the panic attack. They usually only last between 3 to 5 minutes. I cannot explain why this good panic attack is lasting the duration of time. I have walked into this courtroom, but I am attempting to comply with the courtroom rules of the Mississippi Rules of Criminal Procedure as filed in the motion that was sent to the email address Eubora City of Belson and Hotmail. I don't need any assistance from the city of municipality of Eubora or their defense.
A question that was required one word answer, and in response, you've spoken for several minutes. So I'm just asking you, is this going to be an audio recording?
This is audio visual recording.
Which is it, audio recording or video?
Boom!
You have an objection to him, I guess, having a TV camera and filming the reading.
Is a question as filed in the motion. I will file a motion to begin recording on those grounds that my safety is an imminent threat by these proceedings, obstructing my right to a medical review that is medically necessary for federal administrative review of malicious prosecution for this providing judge and this court and this municipality. And if you would allow me to get a drink, I do believe I would be able to speak better with a longer to breathe, because it appears my panic attack is subsiding.
proceed. Are you ready to proceed?
Lord, may I have medical attention of my choice. May I have medical attention of my choice.
Mr. Rush.
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
wait your turn to talk.
Yes, Your Honor.
Doing that,
Yes, Your
I'll
Honor.
record. He can record and he can record. If you got a recording device, go ahead and record. All right, very good. All right, anything else before we begin? Or if not, you may call your first witness, Ms. Prosecutor.
May I object, Your Honor?
Ms. Eubank?
May I object, Your Honor?
Will you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony?
May I object, Your Honor?
I hear you. I'm going to let you state your objection as soon as I swear her in. Now, you may be on the courtroom and you make your objections proper. All right? You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now, what is the nature of your objection? What are you objecting to?
I am unable to continue without medical attention of my choice to examine the nature of my capacity to proceed physically under the condition of my current state of a panic attack. They will require blood pressure check, possibly an examination of my breathing physiology. And maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not a medical provider, but I am certain I need medical attention. And I request a ruling. I object to any diagnosis that prove I have violations of the Federal Administrative Review of any prohibiting me from having any association with North Mississippi Medical Center or any of its associates or any conflict of interest within the state of Mississippi associated with the Medicaid Fraud Control Unit application that was filed in the Mississippi Medical Bureau of the application that was filed for alternate classification yesterday. Right. I no longer object to being examined by a representative of the North Mississippi Medical Center. I request that the examination take place immediately of a review of my objection, and I request immediately based on the evidence. And I request that I am at place of the American Disabilities Act. I request that be examined. I remove my objection to be examined immediately by the North Mississippi Medical Establishment. Mississippi Medical Center or any of the affiliates, and I subject myself to this court wherever it is to allow me to have an examination to determine whether or not I have the capacity to continue with these proceedings while carrying
while this panic attack is undergoing now. I request the ruling.
Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Even with the pants back, you sit up. Where you got producer?
So I got a who?
Okay.
I mean, what are you talking about? Okay, man. What's your name? Who? One question here. A driver? Right? R-I-C-E? Yeah. Your first name? Say your first name. Oh, what? O-R. O-I? O-R-R-I. Huh? The what?
I'm addressing the court.
You want to go to the hospital?
Absolutely not.
Okay, cool. Never get you for a second.
Your Honor, is this a part of the official proceeding, or have we moved to adjourn based on my motion for an examination?
What's your birthday, Mr. Joy?
10-4, 1977. Can you give me 2-0 on this drink? So I can finish driving.
10-4-77?
10-4-1977.
Okay.
Can you give me a refill on that?
No, we don't do drinks. We're going to take care of your medical stuff, and then that's up to you whether you get a drink or not. You don't want to go to the hospital. I'm not here to feed you good drink. What's your social security number?
587 31 6485.
No. What's your address? Homeless? Okay. What person wants to see the one time? Alright. So you don't want to go to the hospital? Alright, well here, sit up. Say what?
Give me a second and quit pushing me.
Alright, well I'll tell you what. Don't lean up on my monitor right here. Lean on that chair right there. And we'll give you all the seconds you want.
I think I'm ready now.
Want to go to the hospital. There's no charge for us coming out. Just saying you're going to feel like going to the hospital.
Anywhere in that white box. Just trying to don't just no, right there in that white right on the center.
All right, hope you feeling better, man.
Your Honor, I think if I got a drink of water, I think I'd be ready to go.
Are you happy, Mary?
If you'll allow me to get a drink of water, Your Honor, these panic attacks, I don't know if you heard me, they last about 3 to 5 minutes. They are very exhausting, but I've managed them for at least 20 years now. And the municipality is correct. I handle them well. May I have a drink of water? This is just ice now. I've drunk all of it. It's actually medication that uses mineral oil that keeps my. Do you mind if I have it handy so that I know there are no longer any in the road? The water.
We're going to proceed now. We're ready to proceed.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Mr. Rush?
I am not, Your Honor. Under the Mississippi Rules of Criminal Procedure, the discovery rule that permits me to see the evidence prior to the trial has been violated by the court, and there is a motion filed before the court to have the case entirely dismissed based on the violation of that discovery rule. I can't imagine how the prosecution would assume that I would be prepared for a witness when we have had no pre-trial communication. I have reached out to the prosecutor's office and to the judge's office on several occasions. I filed several motions, including evidence related to this trial, and I don't even know this witness, and I had no idea that this witness would be called, so I had no reason to assume that those witness that I should be able to ask questions of this witness.
With that note, Charlie.
Your Honor, I stated during the arraignment that there was absolutely no way that the prosecution would be able to prove the case based on the affidavit that I saw, because everything in it is false. And on July the 22nd, 2022 at 2:29. I sent an email attached to City of Upor, City of Bell South. I spoke with the clerk later that day, who confirmed that she received the email. The email contained the attachment, which is the municipal defense. I'm sorry, which is the municipal defense alibi defense that was established prior to the expiration of the 10-day requirement to establish an alibi defense, and I still haven't heard from the municipality. And not only did I file a motion to dismiss based on the fact that the prosecution would not be able to prove the substantive facts of the affidavit, but I also submitted evidence that absolutely refutes the statements that are in the that proves the statements that she just made were false, that actually proves that there were.
The reason we have a hearing is to determine if the city can in fact prove what you have alleged is true. I mean, you may or may not be able to, but that's why we have this hearing.
I understand, Your Honor, but what I'm referring to are the statements in the motion. Like I said, the only thing that I did was allowed to do in the arraignment was alert the court that the municipality would not be able to prove the false statement. That was the only thing I was allowed to do, because I was at the time, I was handcuffed in jail guards requiring this to breathe. So at the time, the idea of me standing there even attempting to dispute the factualities of the case were non-existent. But the fact that on July the 2nd, I sent a motion. Go ahead.
You don't dispute the factualities of the case at the arraignment. That's not the place to do it.
No.
This is why we have a trial here today. Go through the facts and see in fact if they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed a crime. That's why we're here today.
The crime in the affidavit committed the crime.
Exactly right.
The crime that says the crime that's
Crime in this affidavit.
the crime, and that's all. The only thing that I was there to discuss. Again, Your Honor, when I stood before this court, I was the only Upora citizen here. So I personally did not feel the statements that I was making alerting the court that the municipality's malicious prosecution was costing the court, given the opportunity to handle the facts of the case while I was being detained. It gives the court. All I'm making is, if you allow me to finish saying that on July the 2nd, it gives the court ground to dismiss at least this idea that she's bringing before the court now, to dismiss under that discovery rule, based on the fact that to this day that disproves that there was no intent to fairly prosecute this case. There was never any intent to fairly prosecute this case.
The defense, the defendant, the affidavit clearly says via email, we will be done also by using electronic communication, the email and the time period of April 19, 2022 until June 9, 2022, by sending numerous emails and threat
I ask a question?
You take it anyway, but those were not his emails. In fact, he saw the email to the clerk.
You have something to add?
Well, I just wanted to ask a question because, again, this is, my objection is based on the discovery rule, and I don't hear anything come from the prosecution about even attempting to apply with the discovery rule. However, the prosecution just claimed that I have questions. I have written questions. The only way the prosecution would know that is to know my questions. So I'd like to know how the prosecution would be aware that there is discovery, that I haven't seen any of the emails that support what she's claiming in the affidavit. I haven't seen them because I didn't write them. Now, I wrote emails. I never claimed that I didn't write emails, but I wrote emails. I write a lot of emails because that's my business email address. Right now, that email address is being used solely for one purpose, two purposes, my apologies, for federal administrative review that now medically necessary requires a physical and mental examination. The only purpose for use for that email address. That email address is under federal administrative review. I provided documentation to this court that I am under obligation under the False Claims Act to prosecute and recover any damages to my property and federal government property. And that's what happens with that email. I don't understand how the prosecution would know that I have questions for witnesses, because I don't have any questions for this witness. I've never prepared questions for this. I don't understand how the prosecution would know that I have questions for any witnesses without having knowledge of this discovery rule requiring that she show me at least one email that says any of the things that's in that affidavit.
All right, now, we need to look into the court file and see that there has been a motion for discovery made, and,
No, the thing about it is that we've got the recent copy of the video. This is the middle of it.
I know, I've seen all these, voluminous emails. But the question is, did you ever get a motion asking the court to consider, and for you to, well, I guess, more germane to the question is asking you to provide certain discovery items?
Well, I'm not sure if it's a formal motion. It's just a law. I'll be quite honest.
Well, it's a request for discovery, is what it is.
July the 2nd, defense motion for subpoena of written deposition from alibi witnesses, suppression of evidence, squash of indictment, and dismissal with prejudice. City of Euphoria versus Dorian N. Rush, right at the top. Defense motion for subpoena of written deposition from alibi witnesses, suppression of evidence, wash of indictment, and dismissal with prejudice, sent to the clerk on July the 2nd. The clerk confirmed receipt.
Now, we didn't hear that.
You request any additional.
The clerk can answer that. I contacted the clerk and asked for communication with the municipality for discovery. I wasn't given that contact information until I spoke again to someone else that confirmed that the municipality representation worked at a different office. I guess was involved in court that day, and a message would get to the representation for the municipality. I can't say whether the representation for the municipality was aware that I requested discovery, but I can certainly assure you that I have recorded phone calls with the clerk and the office of the municipality's representation requesting discovery prior to filing this document on July the 2nd for dismissal with prejudice for violating that rule.
Now, here's the problem with motion.
All right.
Specifically as, if we have written that we have our witness, we have no alibi witness. We don't know who his alibi witnesses are.
Well, I certainly wouldn't file a subpoena for witnesses for the prosecution's claim. So yes, I filed a motion to subpoena alibi witnesses. I don't see any point in wasting money on this claim.
So if they have just not a proper performance, it's like, maybe for his alibi witnesses, or the prosecution alibi, we don't have any alibi witnesses.
Your Honor, she is absolutely right, and I don't know why she doesn't understand it, but under the Constitution of the United States, state of Mississippi, the local rules of this court, I have the right to call witnesses. You can ask the clerk. The clerk is right there. I could.
What he should have done was he should have made a motion for, a request for discovery, and he should have asked me to give it, a few things that we could go on.
Your Honor, are you saying that my request to the clerk for discovery was not a request for discovery?
This is the defense motion for subpoena of written deposition from alibi witnesses, suppression of evidence, quiet of indictment, and dismissal of witnesses. This is not.
File.
May I finish? Excuse me, may I finish?
My apologies, Your Honor. I thought you were finished.
All right, now this is not a motion for discovery.
I
You
ne-
can make a motion for discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you look at it, please?
If you'll give me a moment, I'll allow you to hear it.
You file a written motion for discovery and serve a copy of it on.
That is not,
On the prosecutor.
under the alibi defense, that isn't required. There is not a requirement for a written motion to be filed for, under the Mississippi Rules of Criminal Procedure. The procedure that I followed by contacting the clerk and requesting contact information. As a matter of fact, the complaint that I filed against the clerk later that day specifically cites the fact that I was requesting discovery. I can.
Can I see that?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm attempting to get there for you now. Is it okay if I use my phone to get to it quickly? I'm showing you the email that I sent to the clerk requesting discovery. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I saw something. Is that the email request?